Hello,
Hi.
we're back.
We're slack asses.
I didn't actually warn him I was going to start.
That's all right, I've got to keep me on my toes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so finally, the question and answer that we promised you ages ago.
You promised, I've been saying, yeah, we should do this, we should do this. Anyway, we're here now.
Life has got in the road. So I've written all the questions out, and we'll just see how we go. If this gets too long-winded, we might have to
Do part
break
two or
it up,
something.
do a part 2 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm just going to go straight in. John doesn't know the questions either, so
You could have prepared me a little bit better than this. Put me on the spot. Okay.
all right. And at the end of the video, we'll answer the 2 most common questions we have got. And one is, have you bought a caravan? And the second one,
Have we?
oh, hang on, what was the second one? Oh, now it's gone. It was on the top of my head.
And you talk about me having a goldfish brain.
Oh, we had a second one. I'll remember it. Have you bought a caravan?
I don't
Oh,
know.
it's gone. It's
know.
gone.
I don't know.
Okay.
If you don't
all right.
remember, I've got Buckley's.
All right. Okay, so first one. A lot of people watched our life update video, and we told you that we're not real happy living in a house.
No. Definitely
And
not. Definitely
we said,
not.
what would you do, sell or rent? And I got to say, I think it was a 50-50
It was.
split
It was.
on what people thought.
Yeah. There are a couple of videos that people that have sent in videos of their houses that have been trashed
Yeah.
when they've rented them out. So
It's a bit of a worry.
yeah, so don't know. That's in the too hard basket at the moment.
Yeah. What we do know, or we think we know, is eventually we're thinking of moving to the other side of Australia.
Why not?
Okay, so anyhow, thanks for everybody's concerns with that and suggestions with that, and yeah, we'll get back to you on that.
Yeah.
Okay, so Carl Riley, 5333. Did you guys move back to the Toowoomba area?
Sorta.
Sorta, but not really.
Yeah, sorta.
I suppose we're 2 hours from Toowoomba, out in the Western Downs.
I was going to say which direction, but you just gave it away then. Okay.
We're 2 hours out the shore. A lot of people have already either seen us around the town or contacted us, where are you, because we think we're near you and we've gone to see them. So, you know,
Yeah.
anyhow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, we
so-
had a lovely young boy come up the other day, didn't we?
Yeah,
Do you remember his name?
I put a post on our Facebook page. He was such a sweetheart. He was a young school fella.
He reckoned-
Tyson.
Tyson, yeah. He recognised us from behind.
Yeah, I know. Like, are we that noticeable? He came up from behind us.
Yeah.
And
He was a
asked
really
if we
nice
were.
guy.
So thank you, Tyson. You made our day.
You did make our
and
day.
you were such a lovely young fella. So we really appreciated our chat.
We did.
All right. Cheryl, 3129. Sorry, no.
No, you
Start
got that
again.
one, the top one.
That was that one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh.
Cheryl, okay,
That's
start
why-
again.
That's why I'm not in charge of that.
Cheryl 3192. You both should keep travelling. We miss you both a lot. Question, when are you coming to the bay? So that would
That's
be
Harvey
Harvey
Bay.
Bay.
Harvey Bay.
And then Veronica Rose 4681 said, when are you going to Harvey Bay?
Well, Tracie's cousin lives in Harvey Bay, so...
Who, to be honest, I think that could be who Cheryl is.
Oh.
I don't know her
No,
name.
that's another fan. No, that's another fan. That would be Cheryl, yeah.
That would be Cheryl. So,
So soon.
soon. We're trying to get up there soon, and Cheryl, you'll be the first to know.
Yep.
So,
Okay.
all right. Neil Wrightson, 5660. Why did you sell the essential and are not looking for another essential?
Okay, we sold the essential because the weight was... we were right on our weight limits and we wanted a bigger battery system. And if we put a bigger battery system on the essentials, we would have been way overweight. So we're looking at a lighter caravan with a bigger battery system that'll come in around 2.5 tonne.
Yeah. So, as you know, we love our essential. And,
Essential was great.
And we have looked at essentials again. We saw them down at Kombucha. Was it Kombucha? We saw the essentials. We have looked essentials again.
Yeah. They make a great caravan.
They do. They're a nice caravan. So anything's possible.
Yeah. In the comments, actually, see if anyone can guess what caravan we're getting.
Yeah,
Down there.
that'll be. Well, you know, you've just put that too close, because at the end the question is.
Oh, have I stuffed up again?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not in charge. Anyway, go on.
So there's one of our most asked questions. Have you bought another caravan? So we'll just do that now.
All right. We'll do that now.
Well.
Okay, we put a deposit on a caravan.
It's getting built.
It's getting built, and it should be ready, I don't know, 8 weeks, 9 weeks, whenever.
So, back to John's stuff up question. Pop it in the comments what you think we've bought.
Yeah.
Because we have looked at Hilltop, Essential.
Oh, you don't realise how many different brand caravans there are out there.
What's that? Crusader, Zone, JB, Jayco. We've looked about probably 12 different.
Oh, and that's just scratching the surface.
Yeah,
You just don't realise how many there are.
We've looked at a lot. So okay, so Lynn. Sorry, Lynn, I'm going to try. Stakowski. Can I ask why you sold the last van? I liked the pantry in your old van. Yes, Lynn, I loved the pantry. I'm not one for one of those pull-out pantries. I loved it just being a cupboard with shelves. John hated it because he didn't like that I had to pull everything out to get to the back. But I actually loved it. I just think those pantries with the pull-out things, I think you lose a lot of space because of those.
So I never went near the pantry.
Yeah, John hated it, didn't want to do it.
Yep.
And like John explained, we sold the last van mainly because we wanted to upgrade the battery system.
And put a diesel heater in.
And put a diesel heater, you know,
and
do
keep,
some
and
extras.
keep the weights under 2.5.
And the fact that it would have taken that essential van over the limit of weights, we had to sell it.
Yeah, because you have to be right on your weights these days.
Yeah. All right. Sunshine on a rainy day.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't that nice?
One.
Have you ever been to Griffith, New South Wales, or consider coming? There is a lot of history here. We have a great park called Pioneer Park. It's a beautiful rural town. I would love to see you come here. We are the hometown of Yellowtail wine.
I don't think we've been to Griffith.
Never been to Griffith. My mum and dad have very good friends in Griffith.
Aussies.
And they went there when they were able to. When they were younger, they went to Griffith a lot.
Yep.
But we've never been. Yellowtail wine, I'm not a wine drinker, but I have heard of that wine, and I didn't know that came from Griffith.
No, but we will get to Griffith.
I know that Griffith has a lot of oranges.
And I love my oranges.
Yeah, so we will get there one day.
Yep. So.
I was just looking around. We're in this deserted park, so... All right, Our Wandering Ways.
Might be a backpacker around somewhere.
I enjoyed the video. You certainly have had some mishaps. Yes, we have. I did find after our last year living minimalist in the van, the house is cluttered and a lot of work, which I seem to feel less like doing. I hear you there.
Yeah.
It's like you're forever cleaning.
It's a lot of work.
With the caravan, if you want to do a deep clean in the caravan, like you do it in an hour and a half and you're done.
And there's no lawns to mow.
No,
no weeds to poison.
We won't sell our house to travel, as that's not something we want to do. Plus, I have 2 adult children at home. Yeah. Great house sitters. Yes, they would be.
If we had house sitters, we probably wouldn't sell either, I think.
So the question that they have was, what video editing program do you use? Now, she did write a little bit more about the programs that she has used. Yeah. I didn't put that in, but you'll see it on screen.
I have no idea.
I use what do I use?
Clipchamp.
Oh, Clipchamp.
Oh, I do know.
You do know.
I surprise myself sometimes.
I can't get my head around DaVinci. My daughter has tried to show me millions of times, and it seems simple enough, but I'm so used to Clipchamp, I just like it better. It is a very basic program. That's the thing. And if you don't pay, you just get those basic things. One. But I mean, I don't know. I think our videos are coming out all right.
I think you do a good job. It's very hard to edit.
So I've stuck to that. I have had a few issues when we've been out on the road and there's before we got the Starlink this is, I have found that if I have no internet properly, like I had that little Telstra thing once, it just wouldn't work. It just would not work. So I presume you must need internet access to use that editing program. That's probably the only downfall. I've got that, but that's all I use, and we use our phones and DJI and stuff. So that's it. Mrs. SSHS 3264. You two crack me up.
Okay.
I think it's him. Glad to see you've healed from your surgery and injury. Tracie, when will you have your other leg done? You don't want your specialist to get cross with you again. I look forward to seeing your new adventures on the road again.
Well, there's a story there.
I don't know if I'm going to do it. That was 10 weeks. 10 weeks I had to stay on my back. 10 weeks. And
your left leg was worse than your other leg.
yeah, my left leg was the one I got done. It was worse. I was lucky. I didn't have much pain. I was pretty good pain-wise, recovering. But my foot...
It didn't really help your foot.
Yeah, it's helped my leg. So I have short calf muscles, so they had to lengthen my calf muscles. I had damage to my Achilles. I had to have bone removed from my foot, from the back of my heel. And I have plantar fasciitis. It did not fix the plantar fasciitis, and in fact,
which we were hoping that was going to fix.
I'm still in a lot of pain, and particularly this past week, I've had a really hard time. So it half worked. Is it for the better? I'm not sure.
It hasn't made that much a difference where you'd be like, I really need to have it done.
Yeah. So I'm really not sure if I want to do it. Yeah. So I don't know. Mandy Weinert. Sorry, Mandy. I tried to say your surname. Hi guys, I have a question. When are you coming back to South Australia?
We love South Australia.
We love you, Mandy.
Yeah, we miss you guys.
Actually, our friends have just bought a house in South Australia, and Johnny's actually going to be going down with them to check it all out
and
down
to
there.
help them move.
We will be back to South Australia travelling because we absolutely loved it. You guys actually made our day. Like, we had a beautiful time with your whole family.
You make friends for life, don't you? Really,
you do.
I think,
That's
and good
thing.
friends.
If you haven't done this and you've got a caravan and you think I couldn't do it, do it. Just do it, because Jon he's more of a hermit. What do you call it? But you're not. You're not. You like to stay at home, and I like to go out. But I got him in that caravan and travelling Australia, and he turned into a different person.
It changes you.
It changes you. You meet people, you're all on the same wavelength, and even if you think you're not a people person, just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Have that caravan in your yard. And
Yeah, but the ADHD doesn't help either.
Yeah, Jon has ADHD.
It doesn't help.
Social skills are there. But what I'm getting at is a lot of people have their caravan just sitting in the front yard, the backyard, in a storage unit, and they go out once in a blue moon.
Which is okay.
For a weekend. It's okay, but to get that full experience, I'm just so glad we did it. So, got people coming, so we're going to have to wait a bit.
Yeah, for sure. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you going? In the middle of nowhere, and people walk past.
We've only just discovered this part too. Our first trip, we did 6 weeks. We just went, bugger it, we took our old Jayco out, we did six weeks. And that's what gave us the bug. The next trip we did 3 months. And I think doing that, if you do that first, go and do 6 weeks or 4 weeks. Just do it. And you'll love it.
But also, it's not for everyone as well. I'll just add.
All right, our next question is from Dion.
Dion.
Who is your favourite son-in-law?
Who is my favourite? If I answer that, what's the saying?
Don't want to incriminate yourself.
Yeah, I don't want to incriminate myself.
We'll leave that up to your imagination.
That's funny.
Christine Reed. Hi, Tracie and Jon. Have you had any scary situations or places you'd avoid going to again? And on the other hand, places you'd like to go back to or should have spent more time at? Cheers, Chris.
I think we should have spent a lot more time pretty much everywhere.
Yeah. So Jon brought up something really good today, and when this was the only sort of question, I didn't specifically tell him the question, but I told him to start thinking about places that he liked and didn't like. And what did you say to me?
I just said straight away Broome. As we went into that caravan park in Broome and we saw that blue water for the first time, it was just amazing.
It was something I'd never seen in my life.
Yeah, you can see it as many times as you like when you watch it on TV or whatever, but when you see it in person, it is just next level.
So we've got more people coming, so we're just going to stop for a minute.
I bet you they want autographs.
Okay, so that's the places we'd like to go back to, 100% Broome. And I remember when we were in Broome, because we were there in the off-season.
I didn't want to go back.
Everything was closed, and Jon was like, I don't know what the big deal is about Broome. But now we're away from Broome.
Yeah.
Jon's like...
And also Darwin. I want to go back to Darwin.
Yeah. Yeah, just...
In the proper season.
In the proper season. Yeah. Like, we think going in the low season or the off season was a really good time, even though we were hot and you saw in our videos we whinged and carried on about the heat. It was a good experience, and
it was a great experience.
I don't know, I reckon everyone should do it just because it's a different experience, but we would like to do it in the busier season to see more things that opened up. And
yeah, because a lot of things were closed.
And a lot of, along the Western Australia coast, it was cyclone season, so a lot of the big fixtures they put up, all the tourist things, they take them down because cyclone seasons. This seat is really uncomfortable.
Really uncomfortable.
On my butt.
That's right.
And
you got
also,
padding? No, don't.
Shut up. Also, Christine, you said, have you had any scary situations or places you'd avoid going to again?
No.
No, not really. And we were in the low season, so there was a lot of free camps we went to that
were deserted. No one around.
There was only one we drove in.
There was a few.
And we left. We were just like, I don't like the feel of this
place. Yeah, you get a vibe, which probably would have been okay anyway, but you just get that vibe and you just move on to the next one.
And we made a deal that if either of us didn't like the feel, then it was no question, we'd just move on. Like, it was just, if Jon said it to me and I liked it, well, it didn't matter. But never we moved on, and vice versa.
But never felt unsafe.
No. And we did sleep with, I'm not going to say weapons, with protection near our bed. We'll leave that to your imagination too, but we did sleep with protection. Cliff W, 6031. Seems like that you were both on the man. Yes, I think so. Best things about your videos is that you keep it real. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks.
We try
to appreciate
do that.
Yeah, we try not to do takes after takes after takes.
And
unless I stuff up.
No, not all the time. But not only that, we do like to stay, this is us. And if you like us, you like us. If you don't, you don't. But this is us in real life.
Yep.
So,
yep.
You know. You may have done it before, but can you do a video on the costs of caravan in Australia? An update on that would be good. Cost of living has gone up so much. Yes, Cliff, I am. I kept a journal on every single thing we spent while we were away, and I have compiled it all into an Excel sheet. I should have just done that from the start.
Yeah.
And I'm working on that video.
Yeah. The fuel was a lot dearer too when we went to, and it's come down a little bit, the fuel.
This is quite a big one, but I'm going to read it all. Hi guys, this is from Sharon Stallion. I love your channel and I love your style. Seeing the little towns up close and personal when you walk through the streets makes me feel like I'm seeing it with you both. So thank you very much for that. So thank you. That's what we're aiming for.
Thank you, yes.
Did you guys save up for your trip or did you sell your house to do it? I know you purchased another house since then, but I was just wondering. I've been trying to figure out ways that we could fund our trip, which would be similar to yours, but include Tasmania and Kangaroo Island, which I want to go to because Jess and Dion went to Kangaroo Island and Hudson said he wanted to move there. It was just so beautiful.
Okay.
Could you please give a rough estimate on how much your trip costs, please? I can't wait to see where you guys go next, and I hope we don't have to wait too long to see your smiling faces again. Thank you so much, Sharon. That was really kind. Yes, like I just said to Cliff, I am going to do an estimate video for you. So that's happening. Deborah Maloney also said a question and answer video would be entertaining. Thanks. I don't know whether to take that good or bad. Approximate cost of your travelling overall. I'll get to that one. Would you do the big lap again or break the journey up in stages? Such a long time travelling and constantly parking and packing up the caravan must take its toll on your health.
I reckon you could spend a year in each state and still not see everything.
So, but the question was, would you do the lap again?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. We're going to, yeah.
Because there is so much that you don't see. There's so much.
So much. We just scratched the surface, really, didn't we?
Yeah. And the next trip we do, I'm going to plan it, but not plan it. I'll get to that in a little bit later. So,
God, I'm in trouble.
I don't know whether it took its toll on our health.
No, I think our health wasn't the greatest before we went. We should have actually got fixed up before we left.
Yeah, 100%. All right. Cat Farthing, 1672. Tracie and Jon, what, if anything, would you change in your van? Also, what have you done to help you with packing up and unpacking your van that makes it simpler for you? Well, we sold the van, so that's changing it.
That made it easy. We took everything out of it.
So we did do a video on this, but I'll just quickly say, as we mentioned earlier, the battery system was our thing. We wanted a diesel heater. I wanted the lounge and the kitchen to be on opposite sides. We wanted a bigger refrigerator.
Oh, yeah, we didn't want a three-way. Definitely wanted a compressor fridge.
We wanted a compressor
and a bigger one.
We had a compressor fridge in our old Jayco. Then we've gone to three-way with the Essential, and 100% we would prefer a compressor fridge.
Because what a lot of people don't realise, I think, is when you're driving, your three-way fridge actually turns into like a cooler box.
Yeah.
It stops actually working as a proper fridge.
So if you do an 8-hour drive,
everything starts to thaw out and go, not hot, but not as cold until you either plug it back in or turn the gas on.
Yeah.
Where a compressor fridge runs constantly.
So, and what have we done to help packing and unpacking our van? It makes it simpler for you. To be honest, we have a little routine, but it's nothing written down, and it's just something in our head. Jon goes out and does the outside. I do the inside, and then we just swap to check each other.
Yep.
But we don't have anything specific.
The only problem we have is I keep losing the keys for the caravan.
That's all. God.
I just lose them all the time.
And then he gets shitty. And
no,
then
I don't.
He does.
I don't.
And then it's like my fault. You've moved my keys. And it's like, I haven't touched your bloody keys. So.
She does.
You would have seen one of those videos like that. Lisa, hi guys. I see from your map of travels you have not been to Tasmania yet. Is that on your agenda in the future?
I would love to come to Tasmania.
I always wanted to go to Tasmania with the caravan. Jess and Dion and Hudson, as you know, tripping around Oz. So they went. Jess and I both have anxiety, and she said the roads with the caravan made her really nervous, so it's kind of put me off. So Jon and I have talked about going over, but maybe flying down
and just hiring
a camper van.
Yeah.
A camper van?
Yeah.
That's what my best friend Lisa, this is from a Lisa, but my best friend Lisa, different people.
You sure?
Yeah, it's not Lisa.
Okay.
She did that, and she had a ball. So we wouldn't mind doing a motorhome.
Yeah.
A motorhome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jodie Keith. Hi guys, love following you guys around Australia. How much planning went into the trip and how much was making it up as we went?
That's a you question.
I'm a planner. I plan and I plan and I plan, and then I rip it all out and plan some more.
So she'll plan one night, the night before we leave. We'll get in the car and I'll go to put it in the nav man, and she'll go, nah, I've changed my mind.
I do. So that trip we did, so we had a goal. Jess had booked us those the camping sites at the Ningaloo for us to have Christmas and New Year.
Ningaloo's another place. Oops, I just spat in, I think.
Yuck.
I know.
So I left work in the April, and we were trying to sell our house. I left work in the April, and we headed off. But then our house sold, and we had to come back. So we came back by June, so that that kind of got mucked up. We came back,
Yeah.
and then my old work asked me if I would come back for the whole of August because one of the other nurses was going away. So we came back, and I worked for the whole of August because I loved that job and I loved my co-workers, and I couldn't say no. So we came back, and we didn't end up leaving again till September, which made it easier for us to go through the top end to get to Ningaloo by Christmas. Easier and quicker.
Yeah.
So I did kind of plan it. We sort of knew where we were going to stop on the way, but also...
We had a deadline to get to.
We had that deadline to get to Jess and Dion by December. And... but what we did... I had a lot of free camps in mind, and sometimes I'd just see another one, and instead of staying for 2 nights, I'd go, oh, but I found this other one, and we move on, or I found this town. So I was forever researching, forever. So I'm a researcher. So yes, I planned it. The next trip, I'm going to plan the direction we're going, and I will research the little towns so we can show you guys the little towns and what's in them. But I'm not going to commit us to being in a certain spot at a certain time.
So, yeah, no time limits this time.
No time
nothing.
limits.
Just...
Jeffrey Avnil. Like you guys, we like to visit the smaller outer-way towns, stopping at local cafes. Question, do you prefer pub and showground camping or caravan parks?
Pub and showgrounds.
100%.
Caravan parks, they tend to just cram you in too much these days, I think.
I mean, overall, we prefer free camping. Just in, you know, little towns with caravan spots you can stay at. But if we had the choice of pubs and showgrounds or caravan parks,
pubs.
Can't stand caravan parks.
Pub stays, and yeah, definitely.
Caravan parks don't, they like John said, they cram everyone in.
But there are some that
There
don't,
are some that are
but
nice.
most of them cram you in.
The best caravan park I think we stayed at was City Lights in Tamworth. The owners were lovely, the area was lovely. Tamworth's a great town, and we just really liked that.
That was, yeah.
All right, the last question, and then I'm quickly going to check Facebook because I think someone put a question on last night. No, I might just do that now. Hang on a tick. It was Jeffrey Avnil, again, the man that asked about the pubs and that. He said, any town you recommend to avoid? Not really.
Not really.
In the towns that we went to and stayed at, not really.
Yeah.
We did go through, I think it was Halls Creek. I feel like it was Halls Creek, but I could be wrong, but it was up in that area. We stopped at a service station and I felt quite uncomfortable there. But basically we stopped, got our fuel, we got some hot chips and we left. But it was so much so that John stayed with the car while I went and paid for the fuel. But that was all.
That was all, yeah.
That was all. Rhonda Biddle, hi Rhonda, said this will be interesting and informative. Thank you. We must say we met up with Rhonda and her husband Mark, who are people from my life from when I was very young. And we went to Crab Claw Island with them for lunch.
That was...
Up near...
You've got to go to... Yeah.
Kind of near Darwin, but not near Darwin.
Yeah.
A couple of hours away from
got to go and lunch out there.
Crab Claw Island. It's only an island in the wet season and you've got to drive through water, but we had the best day absolutely with them.
Yep.
So Crab Claw Island. And we got a message too. Dave Fleming. Just looked at your latest post. Way too tech for us, so that's why they're here. Can't wait for you to come back. Looking forward to seeing your comments. Hope all is well with you and John from David and Cheryl. Funny thing about David and Cheryl.
Oh, yeah.
Funny thing. They contacted us. Anyhow, we'll make it a short story. They invited us over to their home. We went to their home, and when I asked for their address, it turned out that they were our neighbours from over 20 years ago in an area in Caloundra, and they said they were watching us from the beginning and they knew our faces and couldn't work out where we were from. And when they sent their address, I replied back that we were probably the second people that moved into that street. It was a new estate.
Yeah.
And yeah, it turns out that we've known them, we knew them from 20 odd years. Well, our sonny's like 27, so he was
nearly
2 when we left, so yeah. So that was a really nice surprise. Anyhow, last question, and we'll just go into a little bit of I think I'm going to be very, very truthful with this one, and Jon doesn't know what
scary.
it is. I'm just going to be honest because it's not talked about. I'm glad you guys, this is Heather on the Hills. I'm glad you guys aren't stopping. No, we're definitely not stopping.
We're not stopping, no.
We have had a break. We're just not stopping. We love watching you guys on YouTube. You did say that your mental health has also suffered by living on the road. My question would be just about that, the whys, etc. And looking back, is there anything you could have done pre-planning for those considering the lifestyle that could have helped with that? Okay. So Heather, really good question, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. Jon and I both suffer depression quite badly. My first bout of depression happened after I had my second child. I got postnatal depression, and back then I didn't understand what it meant. I wasn't open with family or friends about it. I went to the doctor, had medication, and kept it very, very quiet. So for years, only Jon and I knew what was going on in my head. Then Jon had a few, I want to talk about PTSD and childhood trauma.
Okay.
Over the years, as you know, Jon was diagnosed with ADHD. He had to go to psychologists and psychiatrists and...
cost a bloody fortune to get diagnosed.
Always knew that Jon had childhood trauma. We're not going to go into that, but he suffers from PTSD, which again at the time we did not understand. Mental health has starting to come a bit more open now and a bit more
you never spoke about
understood.
it before.
You never spoke about it. As a nurse, I've only been nursing for like 10, 11 years. It was when I was at uni that I was counselled by one of my lecturers with mental health and understood that it needs to be spoken about. So here we are. We both have depression quite badly. While we were travelling, we had some... What was the word we were going to say? We had some family issues happen, and it knocked us for 6. And we came home and became hermits. Let's be real. We came home, became hermits. I had no heart in doing our videos anymore.
If you watch a couple of our videos in depth, you can actually see
where, the difference.
Yeah, you can see the difference where we were struggling some days.
Yeah, we so we got the house. I went back to work. We had all our health issues, which then also put another whole lot of weight on us, because when I had my leg done, I didn't know that I knew that I was going to have time off work. I didn't know that I would be stuck in bed for 10 weeks. Yeah. And I had toilet privileges, meaning I could only get out of the bed to go to the toilet, and then I had to go back to bed. I didn't realise the extent. And that takes a toll on itself when you're so used to getting up and doing stuff and just being stuck there. We had our personal stuff, not between me and Jon, just personal stuff that we had to work through. We are now both ready to get out and be open. Well, not open. You're not telling you everything, but that's what it is. Basically what it is. Oh, and then you saw also when we first moved into the house, Buggerlugs here broke his foot. He actually was out for 3 months.
Yeah, now it's got arthritis in there and it's sort of walk on.
And it's, so you know, that took a hit because we had so many plans to come back with the house, do weekend trips, still film.
Yeah.
We had a lot. Harvey Bay. We talked about Harvey Day. My uncle and my cousin are in Harvey Bay, and I haven't seen my cousin for 2 years. And
It's been that long already,
like,
has it? Wow.
we're like sisters, and we haven't seen each other. We've talked, we've messaged and all that, but I miss them a real lot. We couldn't travel down to Sydney to see my parents because we couldn't drive with our legs, and just stuff. Life just became too much.
It did.
So, yeah, Heather, I want to thank you for bringing up that question. I don't think... So, travelling did not cause this. It was just outside things that caused
100%.
this.
Travelling actually brings you a bit closer, I think.
I think, 100% we've become more open with each other, where before with mental health, you kind of wait until you're in that dark spot and you become quite narky to each other, and you think you've done something wrong when the other one is like that, but it's not that at all. And I think travelling made us more where we could say to each other, hey, I don't feel the best today. So hearing this, I think we will probably lose some viewers because a lot of people go, about mental health, about depression. Yeah, I do.
I don't think so.
I do. I don't think people are open enough about it and explain it enough. I will explain because I know probably there are people watching us that have depression and don't know how to recognise it. My symptom, if you've watched Harry Potter has an invisibility cloak. I literally can feel the cloak surrounding me, and I know I'm going down a bad path and I have to ring my doctor. I just have a warning sign. If you can pick up on your warning signs that things aren't going the greatest in your head, ring your doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you recognise it, or do you not with you?
I do, but I don't want to say what I do to...
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, probably just pick on me.
No, I never pick on you. We've been together since we've been 18 years.
18 years old, we're together. Jon and I have been through a hell of a lot, and we just know how to support each other, understand each other, and get on with life.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Anyhow, there you go. A bit of not drama or dreariness. Bit of a downer at the end of this video, but we wanted to explain why we haven't been so forthcoming with anything, and that's it. So things are happening. We will get stuck into doing that money breakdown.
Maybe a new car's coming.
Oh,
Maybe.
we got a new car.
Oh, no.
People are saying there's people around our town that watch us. And you put it on TikTok.
Yeah, but I don't have many followers on TikTok.
New rig, new caravan, new adventures.
Yep.
It's all going to start happening. It will be a few months. Like we've told you, we're going overseas. We want to film all that for you because we want you to see us in a different country, in a different culture. We're going to try different foods. We're going to try different things, and we think you'll get a laugh out of it at our expense.
Yep.
We want to show you.
Yep.
So we're going to do that. We're taking some friends with us, and they've never been over to these countries before, so that's going to be hilarious. And they said they will come in the videos while we do these food challenges. Once we get back, of course, I've still got to work. We'll get back. We have got big plans coming, and we hope you still stick around and come along the journey. Please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already.
We're nearly at 4,000.
We're nearly at 4,000. Please, please, please hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe.
Yep, that's right.
Hit the bell.
The like.
Because then when we do get our video...
You'll be the first one to know.
Also, a lot of people do ask what our other channel is. It's Historic Cemeteries Australia, where we find old cemeteries. We go around, read out the headstones. I try to find information about those people. It's just a whole different look of life. When
But they
you're
have to be
now at-
old cemeteries,
we
though.
like old
Not the
cemeteries.
newish. They have to be old ones.
And I can't remember what that last question was all about. I think it was about our illnesses. I'm not sure, but
Yeah.
anyhow,
Yeah.
what's your saying if you've watched us for this far?
If you, oh shit, I just got blank.
If you've stuck around for this far, thank you so much. I don't know if this is going to be 2 videos or not. It's gone for 44 minutes, but I'll probably get it down and edit it a little bit.
Edit down to 5 minutes or something.
Thank you for watching us.
Yeah, thanks,
Thank
guys.
you
We really
for
appreciate
sticking
it.
by us. Thank you for all the support, all the lovely messages.
And for all the other people as well that have come up and said hello, we really appreciate
Everybody throughout our whole trip.
Yep.
Everybody, if
Yep.
we haven't gone photos with
Yep.
you or mentioned you,
Yep.
we thank you
Yep.
for that.
Yep.
And we'll see you soon.
it. Thanks again for watching, guys.
Thank you. Bye.